So I think really kind of having to factor all those things in, I ultimately decided to pass. Some of it was intuition, some of it was the economics of the deal, some of it was again like the timing and cash flow and all those things like I kind of mentioned. But then the last piece that really did it for me was the gut feeling. Once the gut kicks in, it's like, mm-mm, I'm not sure what it is. I mean, I'm going through it. I do know what it is. So I'm going through it. But at the same time, having enough, I would say, pause and kind of regroup and, always kind of trying to ground in logic and working with the people that I trust in my circle to, really kind of make what I feel like I would say at this point is the right decision. So that's kind of an example of so all of those things kind of coming together and trying to figure out and make one decision on the fly because it happens really quickly.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kessel, and today I'm joined by someone I'm looking forward to chatting with, Jelani Campbell, who has been making serious moves as a real estate developer and investor out in Georgia. So excited to have you on the show today, Jelani.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. Looking forward to sharing a little bit of my experience in the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. I think our listeners are going to take something away from how you're approaching your construction projects. So let's dive in. First off, for those not familiar with you and your world, can you share what your main focus is?
Yeah, so my main focus is really developing new construction projects. So the one I'm working on right now is a ultra modern single family home up in Smyrna. And my biggest focus is really bringing and adding value. I think in an area especially in that side of Georgia, it's a lot of contemporary homes, a lot of really really nice homes, good school districts, a lot of families. Bring something that's really unique and distinct in the area, but also brings value. Right, almost kind of starts to set a trend where you might start to see more and more of the like-minded type of properties kind of coming into the pipeline.
Yeah, absolutely. How did you get started in this realm?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this last one specifically, I actually secured from a wholesaler. And if you're not familiar, so typically, when a property owner wants to sell their property, they can go the traditional route of listing it on like MLS and do an enterprise listing, or they can also kind of go the route of, giving the contract to a wholesaler who their whole specialty, especially the type of property it may be. You tend to see a lot of wholesalers focus on fix and flips. So it might be a property owner that's distressed, a property that's run down and it's not inhabitable. And sometimes lots and things like that come across. But when I found my project now, it was actually a fix and flip where there was an old home there. It was about 75 years old. So I purchased that home thinking that, hey, maybe I might just be able to fix it. And that was actually my initial thought process. And after I acquired the home and really looked into it, obviously with it being so old, there were a lot of things that weren't to code, right? Whether it was like the driveway was outside the property lines and
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Things of that nature where you can't have, especially if you're doing a new construction, you have to kind of come to compliance with the new county regulations. So that was the biggest factor, I think, in having to actually ultimately tear down the house and start it completely from scratch. And people, you always hear it in the real estate game, it's always easier to start from scratch than it is to, tear down walls and find and discover all types of, hidden secrets and sometimes even bodies in the walls. So
Yeah, absolutely. What are some of the things that have made the biggest difference in allowing your business to be able to grow and to run smoothly?
yeah. The biggest thing I think is definitely experience, even if it's an area where maybe I'm not the most experienced to say, estimating a takeoff, right? Or figuring out how much the budget needs to be for different things. Really being able to tap into a network of experienced, builders and developers, being able to team with, other people that are, specializing in project management. So either they may have a formal role on your project, actually executing some of those activities. Some of my team members that actually just consult, right? So I really just, pray for their time as they provide me advice, guidance, and kind of helping in certain strategic areas. So I think that's one of the bigger factors for sure for me. um, the other thing I think is I kind of mentioned earlier, I'm kind of going back to the same thing about experience, but I studied architecture in high school. So for me, that was a big factor in, me and having the ability to read documents, architecture and structural documents, being able to go through that, engage with that design phase. Definitely made a lot of those things smoother. And then looking for errors and mistakes and fixing things. I mean, a lot of that kind of comes into play as you get into the construction framing and making sure the foundation and structure is all sound. So, but
Yeah, absolutely. Those are really important aspects of this job. So tell me a little bit about the type of investments that you're involved in. You mentioned fix and flips. Is that the main strategy that you're using?
no, the biggest thing for me is kind of is new construction. So I kind of prefer tear downs just because there's a level of efficiency there. I'm open to fix and flips. One I was actually looking at, the seller was kind of going a little bit crazy, but the value on that street is a little undeniable. But there's a house there already. Very expensive area to live in as far as the homes go. Um, but that home itself, just some of the dynamics didn't work itself out. But I think, really new construction is my way to go. Or if it really we're talking about kind of like renovating and adding value in the commercial space, is kind of where a big focus is for me, whether I can get a unit, an apartment building, or even a mixed use commercial space. Maybe there's a store, maybe there's 3 or 4 apartments attached to it. Things like that just have a lot of flexibility where, whether it's kind of getting the right tenant in the commercial side of it, or finding other ways to diversify and bring more value to the home. That's kind of like a bit of my focus. But again, new construction is kind of like what I enjoy the most.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome that you're able to tap into new construction and enjoy that creative process. So, every business owner has those moments where things get real. Maybe you have a deal that doesn't go as planned, or you need to make some fast pivots. Would you mind sharing one of those moments you've experienced and how you overcame it?
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah. I am going through that one of those right now, actually. I mean, in the construction game, it's sort of like, this project I'm on finishing right now, it's pretty much in line in terms of the schedule and what is left. And I'm looking to the next opportunity now. So I was actually looking at a house that's in a very expensive area of Atlanta again. And the real play is a tear down, but the previous owner spent a lot of resources fixing the house, or attempted to fix and renovate the house and either rent it out or to sell it. Neither of which was done efficiently. So just like a terrible job, actually, in terms of the approach, because really the real play was new construction. And was just going back and forth with the seller. The seller was also the realtor, which also kind of added an interesting dynamic. So the seller did not have an independent person consulting them, giving their point of view. They were just sort of acting out of their own, again, sort of emotional, current financial state. And, the house went from, it was going to be 518 to 540 to 550 to 560. Now it's almost kind of like, and at the point I was still at the end of the day, I was at the table still ready to do the deal. And then the seller countered again. And I said, you know what? That was a pivotal moment because I think, I was gonna put myself in a riskier deal, which on the back end could obviously pay off very, very nicely. And thinking about the added stress, having to be strategic about cash flow on another project and right, finding the right balance and timing, I think is everything. So I think really kind of having to factor all those things in, I ultimately decided to pass. Some of it was intuition, some of it was the economics of the deal, some of it was again like the timing and the cash flow and all those things like I kind of mentioned. But then the last piece that really did it for me was the gut feeling. Once the gut kicks in, it's like, mm-mm, I'm not sure what it is. I mean, I'm going through it. I do know what it is. So I'm going through it. But at the same time, having enough, I would say, pause and kind of regroup and, always kind of trying to ground in logic and working with the people that I trust in my circle to, really kind of make what I feel like I would say at this point is the right decision. So that's kind of an example of so all of those things kind of coming together and trying to figure out and make my decisions on the fly because it happens really quickly. Week, 2 weeks, and next thing you got another project, you got a whole nother set of you know things that you're trying to get done, and it's uh it's almost December. I try to take December off, so that wasn't going to help my vacation time.
Yeah, makes sense. That's important to trust how you feel and your intuition and know that there are other opportunities that will be more aligned for you moving forward.
For sure,
Yeah, you're playing the long game.
it is, and that you said it's spot on, right? I mean, anything that's for you will be right for you, and it won't feel that goes for anything in life. And it is a long game, so there's no rush. So I don't like. So I told myself today, the next deal and opportunity that I see is going to be even better
Hmm.
than the economics on this one because this one was it was kind of it was enticing, all right.
Yeah, totally. What are you most focused on solving or scaling to next in your business?
I think the next thing for me is definitely going to be doing multiple projects at the same time. So even whether it's wrapping up one and working on another one, finding right strategic partners where there's a lot of development happening in Atlanta. So in terms of if it's going to be a townhome community, and I could get the chance to get one or two of the lots right. Like my biggest next thing also, whether it's if it's not a large commercial deal,
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
I definitely want my next development to be a multi-unit, so at least a 2 or 3 unit, like townhome. Everybody's got their own private 3 levels, outdoor, indoor space, and something that I might be able to live in part of. It's kind of the dream at this point right now.
Absolutely. Do you have a strategy that you're going to use to get there?
Yeah, I mean, right now, actually, I'm gonna contemplate what I was thinking about over the last couple of weeks is, although I don't, not say I hate, but hard money loans are a asset for leverage, and they don't require a ton of capital up front, depending on what you're doing. So I'm open to looking to scale the business by using some more hard money loans, especially if it's like a pretty quick flip. Again, is something like I'm not as crazy about flips, but I'm open to them. So if I can get 2 or 3 of those going and I know that the exit plans are really, really clear and strong, then, I'm open to, kind of expanding through that route. Something I heard from, I think, another developer, just kind of at a different conference, and, hearing him talk about he took his first new construct flip and then broke that down and did 5 hard money deals or 5 projects. I was like, okay, yeah, that's a way to move faster, all right. Obviously, if you've got the logistics and team in place that can support that. So,
Yeah, absolutely. What does your logistics and team look like?
yeah, it's a kind of mixed bag. I mean, I get all my supplies and materials from China. So that's kind of a team of coordination from that side. I got different contractors for all the different trades. So, um, foundation, framing, like, I tend to hire um independent businesses that have their own contract team, right? So at least from that standpoint, I'm primarily coordinating with one person who's managing there, you know what I mean? But they're generally like, they won't be GCs. They just specialize in their trade, right? So foundation business, framing business, electrician, plumbing, HVAC, and the like. So I'm actually also operating as a project manager GC on my project as well. So, think developer, builder, PM, investor all at the same time. But I kind of enjoy that because it keeps me busy and engaged, and I don't really have to rely on, well, honestly, I'm taking the accountability for everything kind of happening as I would want it and expect it to, versus having to, rely on somebody else to kind of put that operational integrity in place. And for me, I think my next step in terms of scaling is getting a project manager who is going to, play that role. Like, I know I've got confidence in their ability to deliver on quality, planning, team team management, and things like that. So,
Yeah, absolutely. That's important to have the right people on your side.
mhm,
When it comes to growing your business, whether that's been networking or marketing or those types of modalities, what are some keys that have made the biggest difference for you?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing that's made a difference, definitely networking, because I connect with a lot of different realtors, right? Like, I don't sign exclusive agreements, right? Like, anytime I'm going to work with, whether it's a realtor who's bringing me opportunities, or even a realtor that's interested in being able to work to find a buyer. Big factor for me is keeping my options open. Basically, you think about it like dating, right? I mean, You want to keep your options open. So I talk to all different realtors because all their networks are different, and all the deals that they have access to are going to vary, right? Like it's one thing you can go on MLS. Anybody can go on MLS and search what listings are out there. I'm always pounding the pavement trying to connect to who's got the access to the off-market listings, right? So like having being on multiple wholesaler distribution lists, talking to different realtors about the different opportunities they're connected to, and really trying to find these best off-market deals because, you know, those type of things really hit the market, especially in the commercial space, but even more so in the, I'd say the more so in the home buying space, but kind of like a wholesale is almost like an off-market deal because it's not listed on MLS, right? So tend to find those properties will be more distressed or just some lands owner who just wants to get it off quickly, doesn't want to really want to back and forth, you know what I mean? Um, but yeah, definitely the networking piece. I don't do much marketing, although I have a video producer who is producing kind of like, behind the scenes movie, the story of some of the different projects. But I tend to kind of rely on them again in the marketing space on like the realtor side, kind of doing that client facing. I kind of love to be more behind the scenes. So that's why I got like an Instagram page like Quantum Estates, Quantum Azul. It's kind of like an Instagram page. So like, I kind of post about the project on there, but for the most part, I'm not, you know, doing a lot of like anything quantum client facing. But Quantum Azul, I call it Quantum Azul. My favorite color is blue, if you know anything. And then quantum is like, the future of computing. So it's kind of like, I put quantum because like anything we do is got to be futuristic. It's got to be, cutting edge, technology enabled. I'm in tech myself, so it's only right that you'd be able to talk to your house and do all the different things.
Yeah, absolutely. So cool that you're thinking of the future, and definitely networking and relationship building are such key components of having success in this realm.
For sure.
What would you say some of your goals are for where you want your business to look like or head to?
Yeah. I don't give you, well, I'll start with the generic answer everybody always talks about, and that's financial freedom. But, the ultimate goal is, the most beautiful and divine thing we have the ability to do in this reality is to create, is to bring to existence what wasn't there before. And it starts with just an idea. So it's really the most powerful thing for me is having the opportunity to what I call from paper to the pavement. Just like, just started as an idea and then actually it's in real life. You can touch it, you can feel it. Right. The only next most divine thing we have the ability to do is to bring life into this world. And that definitely takes at least two people. Although I didn't build this house by myself neither. But uh, I think I look forward to just bigger, better, crazier projects like, anybody that knows me will tell you like, for me it's always just about progress. Like I don't even care as much about like the accolades, the wow, the awards. I don't care about any of that. Like I do everything that I do is for like what I call the grind, you know, just the opportunity to achieve more, to reach to a new level, to see progress, It's never really been about the money. Like it's never about money. Some people it is about money, but you do things you love and you're passionate about, and the money's gonna come. So it's kind of the way it works.
Yeah, totally. I love that you shared it like that. So before we wrap up here, if somebody wants to reach out, connect, learn more, where can people find you?
But yeah, they can go to my Instagram, it's Quantum Azul, Azul, Quantum Blue, but Azul in Spanish because kind of a little Spanish fix, but that's okay. They can also email me at QEstatesATL at Gmail. Those would be the easiest ways to get in direct contact.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate your time, your story, and your perspective. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And for the listeners tuning into the show, if you got value, make sure you've subscribed. We've got more conversations with operators who are building real businesses. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.